Federal government vows to stop striking health workers' salaries. Police confirm bandit threat in Oyo. NBA calls for justice in alleged first conversion of Muslim girl. Myanmar holds election with military lead. Hello, welcome to the news update on Trust TV. My name is Hawa Gambo. Thank you for joining us. The Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare has directed federal health institutions to stop paying salaries to members of the Joint Health Sector Unions JOHESU and the Assembly of Healthcare Professionals following the ongoing strike that began on November the 14th, 2025. In a circular dated January the 8th and addressed to all chief medical directors and medical directors of federal health facilities, the ministry said the directive was in line with the federal government's no work, no pay policy and will take effect from January 2026. The memo signed by the Director of Hospital Services, Abisola Adeojoke, on behalf of the coordinating minister, instructed hospitals management to strictly enforce the policy against all striking JOHESU members and any other staff who may join the industrial action. The ministry also directed hospital heads to ensure that essential services, including accident and emergency units, labor wards, and intensive care units, continue to operate during the strike. The JOHESU strike, which began on November 14, 2025, involves health workers across federal medical institutions and has disrupted the delivery of some healthcare services nationwide. Doctors in Edo State have suspended medical services across parts of the state's 18 local government areas following the abduction of one of their colleagues, Dr. Ibrahim Baba Tunde. Despite assurances from security agencies that efforts are ongoing to secure his release, the doctors say they can no longer work under an atmosphere of fear and uncertainty. The industrial action has sparked concerns among patients and their families, many of whom are now bearing the brunt of the disruption in healthcare delivery. A relative of a patient who recently underwent an amputation described the strike as distressing, especially given the critical condition of their loved one and the limited availability of medical attention. The chairman of the Association of Resident Doctors at Edo Specialist Hospital, Benin City, Paul Evomwan, said, "Health workers are increasingly exposed to danger while carrying out their duties." He called on security agencies to intensify efforts to rescue the abducted doctor and improve the protection of medical personnel and residents across the state. The strike has left many hospitals operating at minimal capacity, raising fears about the availability of essential medical services. Schools across the Federal Capital Territory are reopening this week and into next week, marking the start of a new academic term. But as classrooms come back to life, parents and students are returning with mixed feelings, shaped by rising school fees and the cost of living. Amina Ibrahim reports.
For many families, the new term comes with fresh financial pressure. Education costs in the FCT continue to rise, but some parents says the fee reflects what it now takes to keep school running and maintain learning standard.
The school fee and to pay this term, I don't mind, because of what I'm gaining and what my children is going to gain from that school, so I don't mind. And actual reason why I prefer the school is because of the standard my children are getting from the school. And we know these children are the futures of tomorrow. If we can strive better to give them the better future, I believe we get the better leaders we are aiming for.
Because not every parent will be able to afford, but it's worth it because the services are quite sometimes better than some of the government schools. I've been around government schools and I've seen good teachers, but the challenge is the supervision is poor. When you go to the private schools, sometimes the teachers are not qualified as the government school teachers, but they have good supervision and the children get good lessons. because of the supervision.
Maintaining the school premises and environment alone is a whole lot. The teachers, they will pay transport from wherever they are coming from. It's a whole lot. Waking up very early in the morning just to be in the school premises, just to put, even no matter what they are going through, they have to put it aside and just to put there. So for me, it's not much. It is not that too, it's not too much.
Private school owner says the increase are unaffordable. They point to high staff salaries, electricity bills, security costs, and teaching materials, all driven by inflation.
A school is a big institution with very high expectation, keeping away the cost of running a school. Because in a school, there are daily needs which you have to provide to the students. You have to also provide to the staff. People think the teaching profession is the cheapest paid profession. But so many teachers, especially here in the FCT, have a very high expectation because of what they think or feel the schools are also collecting from parents. So to manage the situation, keeping quality and professional teachers, you have to now weigh between how much do I collect from parents that can help me pay good salaries to the teachers to keep them in the school, and also take care of the running costs, the children needs, other welfare of the staff outside their salary. So if you put all these things together, it is going to be on the high. And as a school, except if you want to go bankrupt, some of these costs, there's no option, you just have to push it to the parents. Because we believe at the end, the benefit goes back to them.
The pace material and the tuition fee, because the teachers or the supervisors need to be taken care of so that they can supervise them, in their various learning center for effective productivity in all the learning centers.
For students, however, the focus is not on fees, but on returning to school life. Many are eager to see their friends, resume classes, get back to their routines.
Once I am able to achieve my goals for that term and the next, I feel like I'm doing myself and my parents good by making their money worth it.
The teachers are really good at what they're doing, and the environment is really conducive. As I said earlier, they're really supportive. They don't discriminate us, and they respect our learning paces.
As school reopen across the FCT, parents continue to weigh rising costs against the quality of education, while students begin the term with renewed hopes for the months ahead.
Area of a rectangle is 48.
Amina Ibrahim, Trust TV News, Abuja.
The Oyo State Police Command has confirmed a reported threat by suspected bandits to attack Ikoyi Ile in Orire local government area of the state. The command said security has been intensified in the community, with protocols, stop-by-stop search operations and surveillance reinforced across the area. In a statement released on Saturday in Ibadan, the state capital, the police public relations officer Olayinka Ayalande said a handwritten note written in both Yoruba and English was allegedly dropped in front of a residential building in the community. The development follows a deadly attack on Oloka community in Orire local government area on 7th January, when a 12-man suspected bandit gang reportedly invaded the area at about 11:30 p.m., killing 5 National Park Service officers in their office. Ayalande said the Commissioner of Police, Femi Haruna, has directed the State Intelligence Department in collaboration with tactical units to commence intensive debriefing of all persons connected to the discovery of the note. He added that armed patrols, stop-and-search operations, intelligence surveillance, and strategic area domination have been significantly threatened. The police spokesperson urged members of the public to promptly report any suspicious persons, movements, or activities to the nearest police station, security post, or through established emergency channels, noting that timely information is critical to preventive policing. The Nigerian Army has stepped up clearance and internal security operations across Kwara and Niger states to curb banditry, kidnapping, and other criminal activities in the north-central region. The commander of 22 Armed Brigade, Brigadier General Nicholas Rume, disclosed this in Ilorin, noting that sustained operations are ongoing within border communities and forest reserves. He said the operations include Operation Fansanyama, Operation Harmony, and the recently concluded Operation Park Strike 4 and 5, covering parts of Kayenji Lake National Park, Borgu Local Government Area in Niger State, and Kiyama and Buraten Local Government Area in Kwara. Rume added that the Army has established forward operating bases in Patigi and Ilomona alongside patrol bases in Babashango, Gada, and Dabalema to strengthen security presence. He assured residents of continued collaboration with other security agencies to restore peace and stability in the region. The Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project SERAP has sued the Independent National Electoral Commission INEC over its alleged failure to account for 55.9 billion naira earmarked for election materials during the 2019 general elections. In a statement issued on Sunday by its Deputy Director, Kolawale Oluwadare, SERAP said the funds were meant for the procurement of smart card readers, ballot papers, result sheets, and other electoral materials, citing allegations contained in the Auditor General of the Federation's report published on September the 9th, 2025. SERAP is asking the court to compel INEC to disclose the names of contractors paid the funds, as well as details of their directors and shareholders. The group also referenced a 2022 audited report alleging that INEC irregularly paid over 5.3 billion naira to a contractor for smart card readers, a claim reportedly rejected by the Auditor General for violating the Procurement Act and lacking approval from the Bureau of Public Procurement. Rural farmers in Niger State are expressing frustration over what they described as mass arrest by creditors over unpaid loans, even as food prices continue to fall. For many, this year's bumper harvest brings little joy, as low market prices make it difficult to repay loans taken during the planting season. Trust TV's Abubakar Akote has more details.
Instead of celebrating a fruitful season, farmers face mounting financial pressure as the continuous drop in the price of food produce threatens their livelihoods. Many borrowed from banks, cooperatives, and local lenders, but with prices falling, repayment has become a heavy burden. Some of the farmers who spoke to Trust TV on the challenges highlighted the impact on families, food security, and the future of agriculture in the state. Many of us now face cases in courts and police stations over unpaid loans. We were giving input loans, especially for fertilizer at high cost. Meanwhile, price of farm produce are very low. For example, 100 tubers of yam, known as Korea, now sell for only 10,000 naira, while a bag of fertilizer costs 60,000 naira. Because of this debt burden, many farmers cannot afford even basic plans like going on arch.
Farming is a business. For now, farmers are running at loss. What is happening? They are running at loss. The way most of them go into loan, and they cannot be able to pay their money back to, because they are running at loss. There is no how they can be able to pay it, because they go into loan, they borrow money. After farming now, they cannot be able to pay it back. A bag of rice is almost 30,000 naira, 28,000 and 25,000 naira. How can we be able to go to the farm? And the Basel government, at least, they should try to subsidize fertilizers, chemicals.
I was able to get married, but 5 of my siblings who also plan to marry have not. Price of farm produce have dropped, while the cost of materials like zinc and nails is high. We have had to sell our farm produce to pay loans, leaving our construction and marriage plans unfinished. I am seriously affected. I plan to complete a house I started last year, but the low price of produce have ruined that plan. Many farmers in my village have been arrested over unpaid loans, not because they refuse to pay, but because falling food prices make repayment impossible. This is the first time creditors are taking such action. An agribusiness expert with Family and Care Farm, Germany, Professor Olalekan Shakaria, urged the Nigerian government to prioritize local food production. Farmers are calling for policies that balance consumer protection with support for local producers to encourage sustainable agriculture and protect livelihoods. Trust TV's Abubakar Akote reports from Niger State.
This is the news update on Trust TV, coming up after the break. NBA calls for justice in alleged forced conversion of Muslim girl. More news when we return. Do stay with us. You're welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is the news update on Trust TV. Now let's take a look at some of our top stories. Federal government vows to stop striking health workers' salaries. And police confirm bandit threat in Oyo State. Now moving to other stories. The Nigerian Bar Association NBA Duza branch has demanded urgent justice in the case of a Department of State Services DSS officer Ifeanyi Oyewuanyi, accused of abducting, raping, and forcing a 16-year-old girl, Walida Abdullahi, to convert to Christianity and marry him. The controversy surrounding the alleged abduction, rape, and forced conversion of Walida has lasted for over 2 years, during which her family declared her missing and conducted several searches after she disappeared at the age of 16. The recent revelation of her whereabouts and the alleged crimes committed against her have sparked widespread outrage, prompting the NBA Duza branch to demand urgent justice and accountability. The case took a new turn on January 7, 2026, when a court ordered the arrest and investigation of Oyewuanyi. The NBA is now insisting on full compliance with the order as investigations continue. According to the association, Walida went missing at the age of 16, and despite her parents' efforts to find her, her whereabouts remained unknown for more than 2 years, a situation that reportedly led to her mother's death due to trauma. The NBA noted that it had acknowledged reports of Oyewuanyi's arrest by the DSS and called for full compliance with the court order mandating his investigation. The Nigerian Meteorological Agency, NIMET, has forecast sunny and hazy conditions across large parts of the country, particularly in the northern region. The Harmattan season, characterized by cold, dry, and dust-laden winds, is already disrupting daily activities and raising health concerns. Abdulaziz Ibrahim reports from Kano, where residents woke up to a thick blanket of dust on Saturday morning.
Kano metropolis was shrouded in thick dust and biting cold as residents experienced the sudden onset of the Harmattan season. Major roads, usually busy in the early hours of the day, appeared unusually quiet as business activities started slowly. For many residents, the harsh weather forced changes to daily routines as commuters and traders struggled to cope with the cold and the dusty conditions. I came out at 6 a.m., but I noticed that those who are usually out by that time were not. They only started coming out between 9 and 10 a.m. We are here at our marketplace, unsure whether we will make any business today. This morning we woke up to very cold weather. Many people stayed indoors and were unable to come out. I came out though not prepared with the right clothing because it was unexpected. Health experts caution that the cold and dusty conditions can trigger asthma attacks, cough, catarrh, chest infections, and eye irritation.
People should try to avoid any unnecessary outdoor activities for now because of the harsh weather. As long as you don't have any necessary thing to do, you can stay indoors or try to wear protective clothing, such as maybe scarves, sweaters, and socks, and all other protective clothing that can help you to maintain your higher body temperature as opposed to the low environmental temperature, which can expose you to hypothermia.
Meteorologists say the dry winds blowing from the Sahara Desert may persist in coming days. As the Harmattan settles across Nigeria, residents are advised to stay informed through weather updates and seek medical attention when necessary. Though its late arrival may have caught many off guard in Kano, the impact of the Harmattan is already being felt in homes, businesses and transportation. Abdulaziz Ibrahim, Trust TV News, Kano.
And now in business. Global analysts predict sustained pressure on liquefied natural gas (LNG) prices in 2026 as the market absorbs the largest supply expansion in the industry's history. Analysts led by Neil Beveridge forecast global LNG demand to rise to about 441 million tons per annum MPTA in 2026, representing a 8.5% year-on-year increase driven largely by Asian markets. Europe's LNG imports are expected to stabilize at around 120 MTPA, assuming only limited Russian pipeline gas returns. Against this backdrop, Nigeria LNG Limited is accelerating efforts to capitalize on emerging opportunities. The $10 billion Train 7 project is nearing completion, with contractors intensifying work to meet delivery timelines and position Nigeria for increased global LNG demand. Away from Nigeria, fresh anti-government protests have erupted across Iran despite a nationwide internet shutdown, as rights groups warn that security forces are carrying out a deadly crackdown on demonstrators. The protests, which began over rising living costs, have evolved into a broader challenge to Iran's clerical leadership and have now entered their second week. They represent one of the most serious threats to Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei's rule in years. Videos circulating online showed large crowds protesting in cities including Tehran and Mashhad, with reports of vehicles set ablaze even as authorities restrict communications. Human rights activists, a US-based group, say it had confirmed 116 deaths, including security personnel, but warned the toll could be far higher due to the internet blackout. The Center for Human Rights in Iran also reported credible accounts suggesting that hundreds of protesters may have been killed nationwide. Rights groups say the information blackout is hindering verification while fears grow over the scale of the crackdown. And in sports, Super Eagles striker Victor Osimhen has warned that Nigeria's semi-final clash with host Morocco will not be easy, but expressed confidence in the team's ability to deliver. Osimhen spoke after Nigeria's 2-0 victory over Algeria in the quarterfinals, which secured the Eagles' place in the last four. The Napoli forward, who has scored 3 goals so far in the tournament, said the team remains focused and determined to push for the title when they face Morocco on Wednesday. He assured Nigerian fans that the players are fully committed to winning the African Cup of Nations despite the challenges posed by the host. With that, we come to the end of the news update on Trust TV. Do not forget to follow us across all media platforms and subscribe to our YouTube channel for a constant live stream of programs and documentaries. My name is Hawa Gambo, saying thank you for joining us and see you next time.